Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning or afternoon or evening to all my colleagues. In this conference, I would like to present our research paper that is talking about designing sustainable Islamic microfinance to enhance the accessibility of poor borrowers in Indonesia as an appreciative intelligence approach, written by Permata Wulandari and Ria Pramesti. As an introduction, I would like to share to you a brief explanation about the latest what Islamic microfinance currently developed. The Islamic microfinance is a unique approach or fund mobilization among poor people as it combines social intermediation or it is also the process of financial intermediation mixed with the capability building components and social capital with additional Islamic finance valuation, according Rahman and Dean 2013. Currently in practice, this concept tries to help people at the bottom of the economic. So it will also help the poor, the poverty problems by using cash wakaf, charity, and zakah as a source of fund. This Islamic microfinance also follows tahwidi principle of contracts, which requires that the Islamic model is fair and free from riba and gharar elements, according to Dusuki 2008, Somolo and Ismail 2011. Islamic microfinance also maximizing social services using zakah to satisfy people at the bottom of the pyramid in daily needs. That's according Hassan 2014. And what is the current problem right now? The issue of minimum participation of the borrowers in Indonesia's formal financial situation is appear. Another additional problem is the percentage of account at formal financial institutions of the customer with age more than 15 years old was only 36% of the total population in 2014, or is the same with 20% in 2011. So meanwhile, loans from the financial institution of customers with age more than 15 years old comprise of only 13% of the total population in 2014, yeah, or it is only 9% in 2011. It is according to the study of Kant and Flapper 2015. So that we are gathered with the research objective that we are addressing today. It is about on provide the design of sustainable Islamic microfinance using an appreciative intelligence approach in order to enhance accessibility of the poor borrowers in microfinance in Indonesia. A little bit about the literature review. I would like to highlight a little bit that the goal of the Islamic microfinance is to provide financial services not only for the poor, but also for the poorest in the informal sector of the economy, which usually being funded using zakah, infak, and sodaqah without interest charge or interest-free microfinance. And we already know that Baitul Mal wa Tamwil, or BMT, or in some regions called Baitul Qirat, exists as semi-formal Islamic microfinance institution in Indonesia, licensed under the supervision of the Ministry of Cooperative and Small Business and SME, according to Mashita and Ahmed 2013. So Islamic microfinance plays a critical role in providing a tool to relief from financial slavery. Our research method is a qualitative analysis by conducting a series of structured interview. The informant are chairman and staff of the Central BMT, or we call it Induk Koperasi Syariah in Jakarta, which is the headquarters of 382 BMTs throughout Indonesia. The interview with appreciative intelligence approach. So this is an approach that explain about the ability to perceive the positive potential in a given situation and act purposefully to transform the potential outcome, according to Frank Circury, 2009. The steps are: first, reframing problems in possibilities. The second is appreciating positive meaning and promise of every being, experience, and situation. And last but not least is linking the generative strength of the present with the preferred vision. We addressing first the SWOT analysis in BMT according to our interview, that showing the strength of the BMT are the government policy has a special financial products to support BMT. Next is the borrowers in BMT are SME with stable non-performing loan, and one village of BMT as an innovative program campaigning by a government. The other side of strength is we are addressing weakness, that our BMT supervision is not optimal and it is quite minimum update with the data. Next is the BMT need big collateral to get funding. A part of this, we are addressing the opportunity, which are SME as borrowers are spread in several sectors and in all regions in Indonesia. SME as borrowers are still not yet have access to BMT, so it is around 67%. BMT acknowledge about financial services product need to be improved. And last is members prefer to get funding from BMT, but they choose bank for their saving allocation. Okay, the next one is the threat. So the threat for BMT are, BMT choose to distribute funding to middle SME borrowers rather than small and micro SME borrowers. And the coordination is needed in aspects of planning, conducting, and evaluating, as well as monitoring. Last but not least, Asia Economic Society 2015, open market and local BMT are not ready to compete with the international Islamic microfinance. We comes up right now with the result of our mapping of the presentation. We got 4 problems in implementing the sustainable Islamic microfinance, which first is the lending limit implementation. The appreciative positive addressing to how creating how the regulation, creating regulation on BMT lending limit, and then by linking strength, the present to the preferred vision to the future is by having by building a good relationship with the government, and also by describing the problem of the lending limit in BMT. In COPSHA provide the data of the current practice and formulation. The 4, good relationship and understanding achieved. And the last, we comes up with a point that new formulation of lending limit and regulation will be achieved. Okay, and then the next problem in implementing sustainable Islamic microfinance is funding pricing to the borrowers. How is the appreciative positive by building a good bankable image? So how to link this strength to the preferred vision in the future? So first, BMT should supposed to have a good knowledge of standardized financial statement. In Kopshah, BMT must be trained every BMT members in order to have standardized annual report. And BMT must reduce operational costs by optimizing the concept of mobile banking. A joint liability must be implemented, and last, the supervision role is important to minimize non-performing financial occurrence. Okay, and the next one, the third problem would be the Apex BMT realization. What's the appreciative positive? So the appreciative of positive Apex BMT realization need to be accelerated. There is an accelerate point for the Apex in BMT. And how to link this strength to the preferred vision to the future? In Kopshah, BMT must suggest one special bank as Apex BMT. The fourth problem would be the use of funding for productive use only. So this appreciative positive will limit consumptive funding. So how to link this strength of the present to the preferred vision in the future? In Kopshah, BMT must state to these BMT members that all funding only for productive use in written statement. Okay, so I think this is the end of our conclusion of the research result according to our research. And this paper, of course, hoping that it will provide a design of sustainable Islamic microfinance to the stakeholder, especially the practitioners of BMT, so BMT can have higher performance than the previous one. So by having this model, we hope that it will contribute on the managerial aspects for the BMT. So thank you very much for having with us, and hope there would be a question, a critical question that, or maybe suggestion that you might addressing to our research paper. Thank you very much, and you're almost welcome to give suggestion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.